Hello, this is Aaron the Minion, and this is the strategy video for Borneo RC3 for POGO. I have to change strategy from the normal Borneo strategy because the third and fourth points have significant differences for the strat. Let's start with defense, since that's going to be the easiest thing, I think, to cover first if we're going to offense. So, a hold for the combo, typically, either over here, if we need to over there. Sentry gun spots, at this point, I've seen them here, I've seen them here, but that's not as good, I think. Superiorish probably is better. And a derpy spot to have in mind would be here, because it's easy to spam out, but it also has good visibility, so your call on the sentry location. The combo should definitely hold on this side, probably in the house. And that covers the first point strategy. If the engineer stuff goes down, but we're mostly up, obviously keep hold of the point while the engineer can set up. So, engineer, when you're falling back, you have two options here for sentries. A spot here, it works surprisingly well and is not expected. I wouldn't try this as a first round thing, but as a second round thing. Going up here, this is the standard spot for sentry, and easy to just spam out, as you can probably tell from over here, here, and over here. Regardless where the sentry is, I think it will be a good idea for the combo hold in here to keep control of this side. If we need to, a secondary hold spot out of sniper view will be below the sentry gun over here. If your stuff goes down here, but we're still mostly up, I say build a sentry gun here. It's a pretty defensible spot. Definitely let us know when that is set up so we can defend up here. The combo sitting here-ish for a forward hold. In the event that all of us die, we're going to definitely, for this point especially, have to fall back to this monstrous change that they made for third point. As you can see, there are 3 levels to this map, to this part of the map. You got the lower level with points at, mid-level, top level. A sentry up here is a bad idea, for obvious reasons. So let's go down to this level. I have been told this is not the best of sentry locations because classes can flank under here. That won't be a problem if we have the pyro and soldier covering this side to give us early warning. So sentry gun here, dispenser here-ish, with the combo sitting near here, rotating sides if needed. A secondary hold is here with the sentry gun. You can't cover the top at all, so we'll need advanced warning on that. But the pyro and soldier should still be over here. That'll be their job, to give us some advanced warning of a push coming out of there. And the flanks doing what they can to give us information about all the entry points. Scout's job is definitely going to be more of going between the entry points to give us early warning. So, if we're mostly up on this point, and our sentry spot back here... let me back up for a moment. If we're mostly up here, but we lose the sentry there if we're in that position. Definitely set up the sentry either here or here, and let us know when it's fully set up. Now, if we are mostly up but lose this point, let's try a forward sentry hold. Either here or here. This one will require heavily Wrangler use. This one is prone to snipers, so watch it. Sniper City now. Another potential spot. Maybe more defendable. It's right here. Just means the combo will have to hold on this side with the sentry gun as well. The combo will probably hold here once we get it set up anyway. Sentry goes down here, and we're mostly up. We will fall back to our last sentry spot, which will be up here. The combo will be sitting near here. The Pyro, your job is to keep back Ubers a lot. Or blast. M2 is your friend for this point. Either this side, or if the team favors this side, as you can see the corridors are easy to push back, and we'll have early warnings, so the right side is definitely going to be favored for Pyro to be defending. Sniper, you will have to find out. You have lots of different angles for sniping. Familiarize yourself with those sniping angles, since I'm not as familiar as you will be with what are good sniping angles and what are not. So, as an overall for all the points on defense, scouts are going to be, the main job is going to be telling us what's coming through what entrance. Push-wise, what we're going to try to do on defense is, if they are aggressive, to hold the Uber as long as we can, and then pop it when we are left with no choice. But we have to wait and see on that. If you notice on the third point here, this area is a lot more open up, which means there's a lot more opportunities to ambush here as you're running through either here or here. Keep that in mind on defense if you are very much aggressive and forward. Alright, I think that covers our main defensive strategy. Offensive strategy. Sentry gun is top priority on this map, as you can see from what we had to deal with, or deal with map structure-wise earlier. Sorry, that sounded weird. Anyway, so the combo, standard strat is just to push through here, want to deal with the house, and clear out this side. Something that's going to be a little bit different, especially for you, whoever's playing Pyro, is this side is going to be important for you. The flanks will go this way, Roamer go this way, Pyro go this way, Spy even go this way. Sentry gun is either going to be here or here. If sentry gun is here, then it will definitely be your job as Spy to coordinate the sap and the Pyro to rush it and get back behind them and be super aggressive. Backburner has been something I've heard as a potential recommended item due to how close quarters this is and the extra damage it outputs. That's your choice on that for offense. Alright, if we get the sentry gun down, then that's going to be easy for us just to take control of this area. It's just a matter of killing them at that point. if we take most of them down and the sentry gun, and we still have the combo, we'll move up, and we need to take control of this house. If they're not even set up at all over here, and they're still mostly down, we'll definitely take control. Either staying over there, or in the corner over here, but a problem with staying in corners is it's very hard to get out of them on this map. So, as much as possible, we're not going to hold in corner spots on offense. So, the safest bet is to hold over here, giving us multiple exit points. So, sentry gun is most likely there, rarely over there. So, a push strategy, if we don't have that good situation, can be either go up the cart, which will be covered by the sniper most likely, or we can take the long way around, going through the drop down, watching for spies on the way down, not peeking your head out, watch for sniper over there, make sure he's not there, get into this house, go through here, and Uber into that. If the sentry gun is here, the strategy for going through the drop down is top priority. And we will go through here, and take out the sentry gun there, press forward. If on our push we take down the sentry gun and we take most of them down and we still have the combo, we're going to push up, make sure we definitely have control of this, and if they don't have a foothold yet, take control of this spot here. It will prevent them from setting up anything to this point. And we can get our stuff pushed through and only worry about the sniper defending the cart, or the sentry gun placed down here, which can be easily taken out through this nifty passage here. Let me spam that out. That's an ideal case scenario. Due to the depth of this point, I'm going to cover a few other offensive strategies. So let's go through here. I said a sentry gun spot can potentially be here. Let's assume the enemy is as smart of thinking about that as we are thinking about that. So, potential push spots are to go through here, over out onto the point here, since the combo most likely will be here. That is a decent strategy. Another strategy is to go through here. You just have to watch out for defensive classes there. Last but not least, we can do Ubering the demo out, a strategy of taking out the sentry here, and then DMing the rest of the classes. Okay, cool. So if we take down the sentry, and most of them, then we want to try to do a forward hold. If we don't take out most of them, we will want to hold over here. Then wait, see where they're going to set up, get intel on that. If the sentry gun is set up either down here or up here, our best approach from this side is to go this way, through here, either go straight on to it there and destroy the sentry. Take the sneaky approach this way if the sentry is down there. Or a risky move is to drop down here. That is if we're pushing from that side. On the off chance that we're somehow over on this side and they're not defending it, we'll go through here, either Uber into the sentry there, or Uber into the sentry there. Okay. Let's take the scenario that we take the sentry down, but most of them aren't down yet and they back up. And assume that the engy got out and is able to set back up over here, over here. If they set up over there, we're going to have to back up, go through here, and push out through here. If they set up behind this wall there, the combo will go through this way. Attack the sentry gun. Back up now to the situation if we take out the sentry gun and most of them. We will want a forward hold. So push up as far as we can. If they're mostly set up back here whenever we get to... If they're mostly up when we get to this point here, we're going to hold in this area or this area. The sentry gun is most likely going to be over there. So our pushes are going to have to come through here and be demo-centric. With the demo being popped right over here and spamming the sentry gun and taking it out. With soldier bombing in. Meanwhile, since the pyro is going to be detached for this point, pyro is going to slip in behind them and cause havoc on this side, along with all the other flank classes. And sniper can even set up back here and start doing some shots. I need backup. I left pyro out of this equation, I'm sorry. Okay, so the pyro is going to be detached for most of this map, just because of how it's set up. Which is something that's new and different for the combo. But that means the heavy will have to do more of the defending job than before, in terms of keeping the medics safe. Potential spots for the pyro to go. Look at this neat little spot. You can get there with single jumps. This is a good spot for the pyro to go on offense if we are pushing the sentry that's up there. Cause havoc. If not, and the sentry's there by some weird happening, you can slip behind them here because of that sign, and you will only get the sentry to target you. But you can either go this way and cause some havoc back there, or you can join up the combo and cause havoc that way, since that's most likely where they're going to be at. Okay, now that I've taken that detour, sorry for that in advance. Or after the fact. Anyway, moving on. For this point, the pyro will definitely have to go this way, detached from the combo. That's the best entry point for the pyro. If we're pushing over there by chance, then either going through here to that, or going even further back, and go back here. Be a top priority. Okay, now going back to the point I was talking about, since I detoured us. Since our main strategy is going to be pushing through here, pyro is going to go and push through here. If we happen to push on this side, since it is a popular push strategy, Pyro will need to go to this side. And be sneaky. Sneaky Pyro! Go up this side with working with the spy. A lot of the time it's going on defense it's going to be Pyro Soldier teaming up together. On offense it's going to be Spy and Pyro teaming up together. Then capping the cart, that's going to be the main important thing. The number one theme outside of specific point strategies, at least from what I've seen and what I've been speaking to other teams about, is sentry gun is very important on this map. Taking down the sentry means we can DM them and get a foothold. If we're getting out DM'd, we're going to have to do a strategy of when we Uber in and they counter Uber, the rest of the team waits. So our Uber trickles down, or their Uber trickles down, whoever's first. Once the Uber is down, the rest of the team rushes in and swarms and DMs. It's a sloppy way of doing it, maybe, but it's something that I've been hearing as a strategy that would work, especially for our playstyle. Other tips: medic, don't get into a corner. That's going to be a bad thing on this map, with how many corners there are, and not ways to get out of said corners. Such as this neat little corner that's both a blessing for an ambusher and a curse for offensive person. That also goes for any other classes. If you're going for the DM, just try to stay more in the open and not in the corners. It seems counterintuitive, but especially with Pyro, you need to stay in the open. I think that covers most of the general strat in terms of general offensive strat. Now for this portion of the video, I'm going to do some basic engy positions. Blue team doesn't have a lot of spawns on this map.
On the freaking point,
you have
moron.
That, and I haven't tested it out yet to see if we're given this spawn or not. But all the way out here, this is potentially a spawn that we'll get for the last point. Regardless, teleporters is a must on this map. I said for offensive positions, but this point is for defense as well. Teleporters are needed so we can get back to the front quickly, and keeping that exit to where we won't die will be important. So after we cap the first point, we need to have a teleporter location in this house, or near this house. Here is a good spot. Here is another decent location. Once we have control of this place, a dispenser of Heurish would be nice, with mini spam either here or here, depending on what you feel is more appropriate. And obviously move it up if you can. Depending on where we push on out for here. Teleporter up here seems like a somewhat safe bet. That house is also an alright bet. Once this sentry gun is taken down, this teleporter anyway. That house regardless. Dispenser here, somewhere up here would be decent since the combo is most likely going to be up here. Other location can be down here if we're holding the lower level. The dispenser back here will not be necessary if you have the teleporter back here. Instead, keep the dispenser in this area if we're not holding that building at all. Let's say we have this area now as engineer. So, down here, maybe here-ish, over here, decent dispenser spots. Mini sentry is a bit tougher on this one. Down here is obviously a mini sentry spot that you can do. If you want to do some basic coverage over here, if you want to rotate even, a mini sentry over here to deter teams from pushing out with their pyro, if that becomes a problem. Down here even works if you wrangle it, just to deny the sniper that location. So once we have this chunk, back here is definitely going to be a spot that you can set up. Another location you can set up, it doesn't have any metal, but back here, teleporter, maybe back here, with dispenser here or here, that way we're not in a corner nearly as much. If this area is under our control, say teleporter back somewhere in this room would be a decent idea. And dispenser depends on where we are attacking from. Here would be a good spot overall. This spot would be a more reserved spot for holding in a more reserved location. For this side, if we're holding over here, right here would be a decent spot for the dispenser. As far as mini sentries go, down here would be alright if you're denying sniper coverage. A more offensive location is right here, wrangling in on them, although you're probably going to get counter-wrangled. Just a part of this point. More defensive location would be to deny them this area for setting up a flank hold for ambushes and such. More defensive for back here, which won't do much except give us an early warning. It's right there, or right there. If you are this far up and they're not spamming you out, either side of the cart will do. This point is really where you're going to be somewhat more aggressive than the other points, I imagine. Because there's not as much for you to do for this point. If the teleporter is being threatened, though, it's your top priority to get the teleporter back up for this point. Order is teleporter, dispenser, then mini sentry for this point. Now on defense, teleporter is again another high priority. It's going to go sentry gun, teleporter, then dispenser for your priority items. I know that's counterintuitive to what we have done in the past, but it's going to be important. If you have the time to upgrade the teleporter to level 3 at any point, regardless of offense or defense, I highly recommend it. As a final note, if you find for some reason that a level 3 sentry would work on offense, feel free to try it, but I would stick with mini sentries in most cases. From another engineer I've talked to, Rescue Ranger, due to the importance of the sentry gun as on defense, Rescue Ranger will allow for longer lifespan on the sentry while being further away from it, and you can position yourself to haul the sentry gun out easier. Work on positioning. If you're doing a sentry gun spot there, hold up here so you can haul, drop down, plop, or drop down again and plop. Let's go back to the first point. This point is maybe going to be more difficult. Yeah. If you have your sentry over there, what you're going to do is either, when it starts getting spammed out heavily from the Uber, you're going to plop it down over here, build it back up. All the rest of the people on our team distract the enemy over here. And that is if you're not getting focused. If you're getting focused, just run. In the event that this is getting spammed out, you just gotta forget it. Start setting up back here. Excuse me. If you start out over here, it might be more important to stay over here if you're not using Wrangler, which most likely you're not going to be able to from that position. If you're up here, Wrangler obviously down there. If they're closer, back up, heal it from distance. If it starts taking too much damage and we're not able to do much, or if it's taking too much damage and you don't feel like we can hold this area for much longer, take it out, haul, plop it down over here. So getting back to this point that I talked about, plopping it down. If you set up down here, then obviously you're going to have to be set up back here, haul, either up here and plop, or up this way. I'm not sure if there's any way to, yeah, you might be able to make that jump and plop there. Now let's talk about if you're on this level, since it's going to be way more difficult to get out, potentially. And you're going to have a longer time. So if it's set up right there, and we got this space covered, I'm going to back out this way. Rescue Ranger. Hauling should be done this way, forcing you to plop it right over here. If not, if you can't haul it out, just run. So if you're set up out here, there's no real good spot to haul this one out, so you're just going to have to forget that one. On the other hand, this one here, it's going to be slightly more difficult to haul out. Especially if the sniper's up over there. So what you do, back up here-ish, haul out. It's going to take a long time to haul. Plop it up here. If you don't have the time to haul it, just leave it and build up on last. And this is if you are comfortable running with the Rescue Ranger. If not, that's cool as well. In the event that they are too close to the point, obviously switch to minis the last. There-ish is a decent spot. With how protected this area is, it might even be worthwhile to set up something over here, which will throw them for a loop a little bit, if we are able to have the time. Just if you're running mini sentries. Level 3s, no, definitely not over here. That's it for this map. Good luck, everybody. It's going to be interesting with all the changes that have been made, and how many teams are still figuring out strategies for the map.